Welcome to LinkedIn Fundamentals, common mistakes agency recruiters make on LinkedIn. The goal of this video is to provide you with a quick snapshot off LinkedIn, and then from there, we'll dive straight into the most common mistakes agency recruiters are making on LinkedIn. You should walk away from this video with tips on how you can correct any mistakes you are currently making and best position yourself and your agency for success. Let's get started with the introduction to LinkedIn. LinkedIn's mission is to connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. Every single member that joins our network has the chance to uncover economic opportunity via LinkedIn, and also to provide economic opportunity to others in our network. You, as recruiters, are creating economic opportunity for every single person you connect with their next opportunity. We are serious about connecting every single professional globally. As you can see, we currently have 277 million members, with 2 new members joining every second. So, why are all these people on LinkedIn? There are many reasons. First of all, to brand themselves, through their profile, of course, status updates, and really their every interaction on LinkedIn. 2, to get smart on what's being said about their industries. We'll talk more about ways you can do this in a little bit. 3, to think generally about careers. They may not be actively looking, but they might decide it's time to polish their profile, just in case. 4, to discuss business issues that matter to them. There are over 2.1 million groups on LinkedIn, ranging from diversity groups through to specialised skills and much, much more. So you may be wondering, what's the connection between what members are doing on LinkedIn and my next great placement for my client? Our research shows that the number one challenge agency recruiters face is the availability of quality talent. And we are here to help you with that. LinkedIn is the only place on the web where you can recruit both passive and active candidates. Traditional job boards provide access to only the 20% of professionals who are actively looking. LinkedIn provides access to both these and the other 80% of professional passive candidates who are not actively searching on job boards, but who are willing to respond if you reach out with a relevant opportunity. So, as a staffing leader, you need a plan to source both active and passive candidates in order to be sourcing the very best talent for your clients. You need a strategy to go out and find candidates, and if they're not ready for an opportunity at that moment, to continue a conversation with them until they are. While they may not be ready for an opportunity right now, who knows what your next client will be looking for in the future. Now let's dive into the common mistakes agency recruiters are making on LinkedIn and how you can make sure you don't fall into the same trap. First up, not having a killer profile or a strong recruiting profile. Your profile is a huge branding opportunity, both for you as a recruiter and for your agency. It's basically free advertising space for you to talk about the opportunities you're working on and the work your agency does for its clients. If you're listening in, you likely have a LinkedIn profile, but is it a recruiting profile? Let's dig in. When you send an email or post a job, what is the first thing candidates check to learn more about you? It's your profile, of course. That's why it's important to build a compelling one. Let's take a look at this email from Brian Foe, for example. What is your first impression of him and the company, even before you read his email message? Well, for starters, you have no idea who Brian Foe is, and the fact that he doesn't have a picture doesn't help his case. He also has some interesting abbreviations in his title, and you have absolutely no idea what they mean. So what do you do next to find out more about Brian and if he can be a trusted source? You click on his profile. Well, it looks pretty much the same. So you take a brief look at his summary to try to find out a little bit more about this stranger. You see experience in cold calling, closing hard to find candidates, exceptional track record of candidate closure, and best time to fill ratio on his team. Okay, it seems like Brian gets the job done, but it all seems so transactional. You wonder if he has your best interest at hand or if he is just trying to fill his next placement. So what if Brian were to update his profile to look like this? He has a great friendly picture, big smile, looks like a nice guy. According to his headline, he is helping top talent find exceptional careers, and in his summary, he lists he is passionate about recruiting, would like to help those ready to join a talented and engaged workforce and drive your career growth. Now that is someone who you may trust your next career move with. Let's break it down step by step on how you can turn your profile into a recruiting profile. Like Brian did, add an engaging, friendly picture. It makes your profile more human, and it makes candidates far more likely to respond when you reach out. One thing to note, your picture should be professional. No party pics, cartoons or logos. Include a creative headline. Your headline shows up with your name in search results, so it's an opportunity to make someone want to click on your profile. Be creative. It doesn't necessarily have to be recruiter at agency XYZ. Make your summary your personal elevator pitch. If someone was scanning your profile, what would you want them to know about you within the first 30 seconds? Okay, it can be a little bit longer than that, but make your summary compelling. Show clients and candidates why they should want to work with you. Point out your skills. This helps when people narrow down according to a specific skill set. Show, don't tell. A relatively new feature is the ability to add rich media to your profile. Whether it be pictures, a video of you speaking at an event or a YouTube video, a SlideShare presentation you've created, or any kind of visual that highlights your work. It will help add life and colour to your profile and give people more insight into the work you've done. Ask for recommendations from your clients and from candidates you've placed. This not only gives you more credibility, it also allows potential candidates and clients to see what people have said about working with you in the past without having to toot your own horn. You want to make sure you're putting your best foot forward. Claim your public profile. You can do this under Settings on LinkedIn. This is your vanity URL. You can include it on your business cards, in your email signature, and so on. It's an easy way to drive candidates back to your profile, which has more information about you and opportunities you're hiring for. Now that we have your recruiting profile nailed down, let's take a look at the next most common mistake your peers are making on LinkedIn. Your peers are skipping their morning coffee, and this isn't just about getting their caffeine fix. It's about getting their fix off what is going on in the industry. See what your colleagues and connections are sharing that may be relevant to you. Be a subject matter expert. Post tips and helpful articles you have read, or an interesting statistic or trend that is going on in the industry. Remember, don't be white noise. Follow the rule of threes. Recruiters can easily become white noise on their network's newsfeed if they don't switch things up. If you're always posting about a job opening, try posting a personal article that you read, something you found exciting in the news, or even about something that is going on in your agency. Remember to switch things up and do your best to follow the rule of threes when sharing. Everything you post reflects your personal brand. Keep things professional and be someone that people get excited to see on their newsfeed. You can read polls to get updated on industry news and what is going on in the news in general. There are over 300 million stories read per month on Pulse, and the best part is, you get to choose what influencers, channels, and publishers you would like to follow. Then, Pulse caters your news according to what you selected you want to hear. And the best part is, you get to choose what influencers, channels, and publishers you would like to follow. Then, Pulse caters your news according to what you selected you want to hear about. A few extra minutes is all you will need to stay up to date about what is going on within your industry. You can join groups and discuss relevant topics with your peers. When it comes to groups, we'd recommend that you join many, participate in a few, and even run one if you're feeling brave. As you're finishing up those last few sips of your coffee, don't forget to follow companies. Following companies is a great way to get intel on your competitors and clients or potential clients. If you're wondering where you can find these when you are on your LinkedIn homepage, All of the above can be found under the Interests tab at the top of the page in a drop-down menu. The final most common mistake we've found that your peers are making on LinkedIn is failing to differentiate themselves. The question here is, how is your agency going to stand out in the crowd? They can start by building a knockout company page. Make your company page an engaging one. This is a one-stop shop where people can come and check out what is going on at your firm and get a feel for what your brand is all about. Company pages are instant and free. Here are a few things you can do to make sure your firm's brand stands out and stays top of mind for both candidates and clients. Add a logo and banner image. You want to brand your company page every chance you get. Adding a logo and banner image makes the page more visually appealing and more likely for people to remember. Add a company description. This is where you can showcase your company's mission and history. Give people a little bit of background about where you started and where you are now. Point out your agency's specialties, whether it be outsourcing, temp jobs, healthcare placements. Whatever your specialties are, this is the place to list them. Differentiate yourself from your competition. Your company page is a place where you can highlight why clients should work with you or why candidates should trust you with their next steps. Do your best to make your firm's brand and personality stand out so that you stay top of mind. Last but not least, designate a page admin for company status updates. Having an idle presence won't help grow your community of followers. Yes, a company page is free and easy to create, but it's not something you can post and pray that people will start following. Designate someone to update your status to keep followers in the loop, and remember the rule of threes. Just as it is important to follow other companies, it is just as important to encourage people to follow you. The average LinkedIn member only follows 7 companies. Search firms compete to be one of those 7. What are your candidates and clients thinking? What attracts them? A growing number of search firms want to maintain consistency with their brand while letting their employees maintain their own unique presence online. So what's the value of having followers? Building communities of people can have material benefits, and here are the main 3. 71% of members are interested in updates on job opportunities from companies they follow. Your follower community is an engaged talent pool. Tap them on the shoulder with news, company information, and white papers. Convert them into hires. They are potentially interested in working for your agency or being placed with one of your clients. 64% of followers will follow you indefinitely. Keep content relevant, interesting, and give people a reason to engage, digest, and look forward to your next update. Remember, passive people take longer to warm up, but they can be a higher quality talent, so this is a great place to spark their interest. It's probably not a surprise that as a result, if someone is following your company and receives an email, they are 78% more likely to respond. Agencies want to be able to guarantee a certain amount of followers. And yes, one option may be grow your community organically, but by investing in your company page and updates, it will speed up the process. Remember, this is a place not only for prospective business partners, but also for candidates to visit. And that's a wrap. You now have the inside scoop on the most common mistakes agency recruiters make on LinkedIn, and all of the information you need to make sure you don't fall into the same trap. For more information, visit our website at talent.linkedin.com.